Today we are back working on the Falcon again. We are going to try to fix the transmission problem. I'm going to try to remove the transmission without removing the engine. I don't know if it's possible, and it probably isn't, but I'm going to try it first because it'll save a whole lot of time. And I don't know if it'll necessarily be easier, but it should be quicker. So we'll see if it'll work. Let's get to work. So up there is the bolt. Don't know if you can actually see it or not, but I was able to get this side out. There's another one on this side way up there, and I'm using just the longest extension. I have 3 extensions on here and a 17mm socket. And I'm able to reach it all the way from back here, so this is the one from that side. So let's try to get the other one. So we got the other one. There's 4 more I gotta do, but they're kind of on the side, so it should be easier. The 2 hard ones are out. Other problem is I have to disconnect the clutch lines, the the hydraulic lines. I don't really want to, but I have to because it was a pain in the butt to bleed, but just disconnect them. We know how to bleed it now, so should go faster the second time, I hope. So I'm going to disconnect those lines, or I guess it's just one line from the master cylinder, and then we'll take the other 4 bolts off and then hopefully pull the transmission off. It looks like there's enough room for it to come off, hopefully, so only one way to find out. So I got all the bolts out. All there is to do is to pull it off of the engine and set it on the floor. And if it was that simple, it would be on the floor already. So I guess let's get to it. So I got the transmission pulled off, but I don't really know how to get it down now because I can't be over there releasing that and holding it at the same time, and I don't really want to drop it on the floor. So I may need to call for some help or something. I don't really know what to do. So this is the situation we're in. I'll figure it out. Always do. Well, we were able to get the transmission off. Wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but putting it back on I know will be definitely more difficult. So now we need to take this off and get down to the flywheel and see what's going on. Alright, so turns out the flywheel bolts were not backing out. And we really didn't have to take the transmission off. The problem was probably the clutch master cylinder. There was air in the line and it was getting in more air in the line somehow. So I'm actually going to look at the hydraulic throwout bearing. I'm wondering if maybe it was leaking or something. I honestly really don't know. It actually kind of looks like it might have been. But we need to figure out what to do about this hydraulic lines and stuff. 'Cause it doesn't seem to be working right, and this is probably, well, this is what's wrong with this system right now. So we were gonna have to tear the transmission off to get to this anyway. So we need to figure out, I might actually hook this system up outside of the car and test it and see if we can figure out what's going on with it. I think I might have found what was wrong with the hydraulic system for the clutch. So this fitting right here has this rubber seal on it that goes like this on there, and then this goes in the clutch master cylinder, and then I bought this adapter to thread in here, and it has an inverted flare on it, so it should seal on the flare in there, but the flare angle on this adapter is 30 degrees and that one is 45 degrees. So it actually bottoms out and it doesn't actually seal. And I knew this because the first time I tried to bleed it, it was leaking. So what I did was I sanded this surface flatter. It still has some notches in it. And then I put this kind of crush washer on here and I tightened it down on there, and that was making it seal. But what I'm thinking is it was still probably getting air through there, and that is why the clutch stopped working, especially right here at the master cylinder. Every time I pushed the clutch in, it was getting air in the system. So I actually found the correct adapter that has the right angle inverted flare on it. So I ordered that. That is on its way. Hopefully that will fix this system. What I'm actually going to do is when I get the adapter, put this in there and then hook up the whole system on the workbench here and test it and bleed it, make sure it all works, and then I'm going to try to leave it all together and put it in the car that way without having to try to rebleed it outside of the car. I don't know if it'll actually work. I'm not really sure. So we'll have to see. But that's the plan anyway. I don't know. I don't know if you have to have pressure on this in order to bleed it or what, but I don't know. I might not be able to do that, but that new fitting should fix the problem. So I'm glad I took the transmission off anyway, because I'm gonna take the flywheel off and clearance that oil pan out since it's all apart. I don't think that was actually the problem, but it's nice because now I don't have to worry about it later actually doing that. So that's going to be all for the video, and I thank you for watching, and please subscribe and like the video.